What's up, ladies and gents? I'm your host, CenterStrain01, and welcome to my coverage for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I was invited recently to San Francisco to get my hands on this game. I got to play a few different sequences, Sequence 3 and Sequence 7, and let me tell you, I enjoyed every bit that I got to play. And I'm going to be doing, in this video, we're going to be kind of going over all of the cool things that you're going to be able to do in this game to show you guys just how awesome it is and how much stealth has improved and just the little things that really kind of just make you fall in love with Assassin's Creed all over again. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and here we go.
If there's anything else I can do to help.
Certainly. Please do come and visit. Oh, I was toying with this device and have noted down the formula for you. It's not perfect yet, but by golly, it works. Whoa! Maybe a little too well! Whoa!
So one of the first things that I was really excited about when I was kind of going into the gameplay and looking around was that all the chests that you find you can get into right away. No longer do you have to go into like a certain menu, or you have to be part of the Initiates program or anything like that. You can actually get right into all the chests. So just like the old previous Assassin's Creed games, obviously, you know, they listen to their fan support, which is really good. The climbing, everything has been just, it feels great. Obviously using the line launcher gets you from one part to the next. This is what I feel to be the biggest world that Assassin's Creed has ever made, and I'm not talking just about from one end to the other. I'm talking about scale. You know, Unity brought a lot of scale into the environment, so things were taller, you felt bigger. Well, now they've kind of just amped that up, and you need the line launcher to get from one place to the other.
Ah, Miss Fry. I was just showing Jacob the first message was received via the mended lines. Oh, you can keep the rope launcher, by the way. We've managed to procure another one for your brother. Excellent work. Thank you again.
You're very welcome, Mr. Bell.
We can now defend the principle of impartial news and free speech.
Free is fair, but free and brief is far better.
Ha ha! Ah, Fry, such caustic wit.
And on that note, we must depart.
Oh, good fortune to you both. Call on me anytime.
Back, of course, from other Assassin's Creed games, you can get 100% synchronization. The challenges are back. So, of course, you guys know me. I'm always going to get 100% synchronization in all the missions that we do. And let me tell you, some of them are very, very challenging. Also, of course, since this is the modern day, this is the Industrial Revolution, you're going to have trains kind of just going around the world. It's actually pretty awesome because a little bit later in the video you guys are going to see something pretty funny that happens with some trains. So you guys can get some really cool gameplay kind of mixed in there and have a lot of fun with the world. Now remember, this world is huge. So as you can see, it is 1,000 meters away to get to our next objective. Now this can take quite a bit of time, obviously, but because we have that line launcher, it does make things definitely a lot smoother. You can get from one area to the next really fast, as well as the fast travel system is back. If you have unlocked a viewpoint, then you're able to travel to that viewpoint at any time, which kind of makes things, the more you actually go around and unlock things in the environment, the more you explore, the more you do this and that, you're going to be able to use the game and you're going to be able to get to where you need to get to a lot quicker. And obviously, like, I know it's such a small thing, but just the fact that you can get into every single chest you could ever want to always was something I loved. I always love to explore, and I don't like to have limitations on exploring because I haven't completed something else outside of the game. So I'm really, really glad that they listened to fans and that they made that possible. Now, something else that's really cool is you've got this little lake system here, right, where these boats are kind of just moving back and forth kind of like the whole time. So I challenge you guys, when you get the game, try to go from one location all the way to the other side very, very quickly trying to do that. It was actually really hard. I think I spent like 10 minutes just around in this little section right here just looking, and it was just so cool. It kind of just, it felt like, I've missed Assassin's Creed. I've missed the going around the world and just having as much fun that you could get yourself into. Not necessarily always being stealthy, sometimes seeing what you can do in the environment and, you know, kind of what you can make of the game yourself. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of kind of mission objectives and stuff like that. So again, I played for about 3 hours. We played sequence 3 and sequence 7, and we could do anything we wanted to inside those. Now, I don't know exactly how many sequences there are. I'm sure the information has been put out, but I don't know as of right now. So one of the cool things that they've added is kidnapping, right? So the, you know, interrogations, things like that, you can actually talk to people and find information. So what we're going to do in this kind of early mission here is we need to kidnap somebody and get him to tell us some information and obviously take him to a certain location. So this is going to mix in with some of that carriage gameplay that you guys have seen from previous videos in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which that is just a beast upon itself. It's actually really, really fun. So what also is, what I think is new, is I don't remember, you know, having this in previous Assassin's Creed games, is being able to identify who the main guys that you're going around, all those kind of main people, you can identify them. Obviously, if you take some of these guys out early when you're doing missions, it will make the environment easy to go around because other guards will be scared, they'll run off, you know, their leader has been killed, things like that. But in this case, we need to kidnap this guy and we need to do it stealthy. So right now our main mission is to conquer Whitechapel. We've got different missions that we need to do to go around and do this. So you can see the little challenges that you need to do, and this gives you information like this, which is really, really cool. I spent a lot of the time playing as Evie because Evie is more stealthy, and I wanted to go through the game as much stealthy as possible. I do have a little bit of gameplay for Jacob. However, I'm not showing it in this video. It will probably be in one of the other videos that I put out, as I have so much content to show you guys, and I'm just really excited to. So here we're going to get into some carriage gameplay, which is really, really, really fun. So I, you know, played this game at E3. I played only for about, you know, maybe an hour or so. I didn't really get to kind of dive into it as much as I would have wanted to. So there were still a lot of things that I didn't know as of yet. Now, obviously, we started at sequence 3, and, you know, we didn't have like a tutorial to get us into it, so we kind of, you know, were learning things as all of us were going along. And one thing that I really didn't know, because I didn't get a chance to do that in E3, was that you can actually get on top of your carriage and go from one carriage to another to complete different objectives. So it's so cool how you can kind of do this, and it's really fun to be able to do that as well. But you can see that's just another kind of challenge complete. Obviously lots and lots of fun. So now we're going to get into some more stealth. Alright, so we've completed 2 out of the 4 Whitechapel areas that we need to in order to unlock. So what we need to do is, obviously one of the main objectives is to free these 9 children. Now if we take out this leader, as you can see, the strategy is if you kill the leader, some of the guards will just kind of like go away and you won't have to worry about them. One of the things that I'm so happy is back is whistling. Whistling is such an underrated tool to use, you know, for stealth gameplay. You need the ability to whistle, and they have brought that back, and I'm so excited about that. Also, something else that they've kind of added a little bit is there's a lot more things that you can do. Now with the regular kidnap option, obviously you can knock out, you can carry them right away to be able to get them from one location to another without anyone else seeing. Of course, you know, these kind of missions are what Assassin's Creed is all about. You know, from it's how can you complete these being as stealthy as possible. That's always what makes Assassin's Creed fun for me. Now I know some of you out there, maybe the thing that you want to do is you want to go in, you know, just guns a-blazing, use all the gadgets that you can, and just have loads and loads of fun. And this game definitely gives you that opportunity to do so. Now, one thing that I did not see was swords. I don't know if there's any swords in the game. I never had a sword myself. We had pistols. We had of course, our blade. We have the new rope launcher or line launcher, whatever you want to call it. But I do not remember seeing any actual sword kind of gameplay. So, of course, this is the modern age. This is in the 1860s. So swords weren't, you know, as popular as they were back, you know, up until this time. So keep that in mind when you're playing this game. It's a different. It's moving towards the future, so you have to think, you know, some of the things that we are used to in Assassin's Creed is kind of just going away. You know, it's evolving. It's going to what we have now. You know, we don't carry swords around every single day. So I want you to keep that in mind when you're going around this game, as no longer are you going to have those kind of sword battles and things like that, because we're moving definitely a lot more into the future. But again, the stealth is just as good as it ever was. Of course, Unity, you know, they brought the stealth button, which made things so much better to have. And I've really enjoyed a lot of these missions. The challenge of completing these like on a first time go, you know, because I wanted to get through the missions as quickly as I could while still trying to look around and stuff, because I knew I was going to have a very short time to play the game in general, and I wanted to be able to show you guys as much as I could. Now, as far as the weather goes, the rain has been beautiful. The music is amazing. I don't know if I've felt this way with Assassin's Creed music before. I think it was Assassin's Creed 2, the music I absolutely loved. But just the ambiance, the music, especially when you get, you know, up in these viewpoints here and you synchronize, is just amazing. It shows you the activities, the collectibles in the area, and what percentage you are as far as what you have conquered. Now, this is the part that I was telling you guys about, which is actually pretty funny. So really our objective here is just to eliminate 7 of these guys. Of course, you know, you can dodge bullets, all that kind of thing. You know, whoa, you mean I can dodge bullets? Yeah, you can dodge bullets, you can do all that great stuff. But what I find really funny is that this is a world that is continually going on. Well, let's just say these guys aren't going to have a great day. So you definitely, that's something you definitely want to watch out for in this game, as trains can get in your way a little bit, which is hilarious. Now, I didn't get a chance to actually do an interview. I was going to do an interview with them, but I wanted to sit and play the game, and that was my main focus. But one thing that I really wanted to get into were fights. Now you have the ability to go to fight clubs, you know, but that's something we don't talk about, so you don't talk about fight clubs. But I gotta say, some of the most fun that I actually had in this game was to go through the fight clubs. Now, they have different levels. There's I think at least one of them in every district, and there's a lot of districts in this game. So it's a huge open world with districts everywhere, and in each district has a certain fight club that you can get yourself into. Now, you can do this obviously as Jacob or Evie. Now, one thing I was afraid of, that, you know, they were kind of going away from the true stealth aspect and going kind of more into the brutalness and into the straight up combat. But I gotta say, I love the mix of the combat and the stealth. It's really great. I never imagined myself as Evie kicking some major ass and just watching her do this. It's very smooth. If you're familiar, you know, with Assassin's Creed games in the past, then you know exactly what you need to do in order to do the combat, in order to counter. You've got combos, you've got finishers. Of course, you can mix in some of the weapons you have in the normal combat, but here in the fight clubs, you just get your fists. Obviously, you can see that there are different types of enemies, just like in the previous ones. So this guy, you can't just sit there and beat on him. You're going to have to kind of take him down a little bit, and that way you can get in there and do what you got to do. But you can also do double finishers, which is really cool. I think I did 2 sections of the fight club. This was the first one. This was just suggested level 2. There was also another one that I did was a level 8. So it was like 6 levels harder. I got all the way to the very last fight, and then I was just like one fighter away, and I would have made it with Evie. You only get 1 health bar, which adds the challenge. So it doesn't matter, no matter what happens, if you get hit, your health bar will continually go down, and you have to face off so many rounds. I think in the other one there was like, I want to say 6 or 7 rounds that you had to face off, where this one I think is only like 4. But it was really fun. The combos were fun. Trying to figure out you know, how to do it. It's definitely a little bit different than you know, other Assassin's Creed games, but it's so brutal, but at the same time it's so satisfying. I definitely like all the changes that they have made. So this game is going to be coming out in the middle of October. Alright, so what you can expect from me is you can expect a 100% synchronization walkthrough, just like all the previous Assassin's Creed games on my channel. You can expect me to explore. I'm definitely going to give this game the time that it deserves. There's a lot of other games coming out during this time as well, but I think Assassin's Creed is the biggest game that's coming out at the end of October. And Ubisoft has been great. I mean, they're so nice. I know sometimes they get a little bit of, you know, things because the series has changed a little bit, because, you know, Desmond's no longer in the series, which to me isn't necessarily a bad thing. I hope one day maybe they can find a way to bring him back but the game itself is what I care about. I care about the gameplay, I care about the story in the game, and you actually care for these characters, Evie and Jacob. You know, there's a story that's rooted deep in there that you guys are going to get to experience, and I really feel that Assassin's Creed has done a good job with story, and there's also some amazing characters that you never knew you would actually get a chance to be next to.
It's a pleasure.
Watch.
Usually I would reciprocate the sentiment, Miss Fry, but today I'm afraid nothing will bring me pleasure.
What's troubling you, sir?
I am used to people challenging my ideas. In fact, I live for it, the cut and thrust of spirited debate. Lately, however, attacks against my reputation have taken a darker turn. Threats of violence against my person and against my colleagues. I do not wish anyone to be hurt because of my research.
You helped me with Starrick syrup. I am in your debt.
We help each other, sir.
My brother and I will make sure that you can continue your work in peace.
Alright, so two of the characters that you have now met are Alexander Graham Bell and Charles Darwin. How awesome is that? We actually get to meet these characters. Every Assassin's Creed game, there's always some type of historical characters that we get to meet. But there's a few other ones that I don't want to ruin any type of surprise and stuff like that for you. I'll leave those for whenever you actually get the game yourself. But this mission is really cool. Again, these are not even actual real kind of parts of the sequence. These are just those side kind of missions which add a lot of replayability and things like that to the game itself. So here, we've already experienced kidnapping in one very quick mission. That was in the beginning of Sequence 3. It was something while you were learning how to kidnap. This time, okay, the main objective is to kidnap Dr. Schwartz. Now, I know what you guys are saying. The Schwartz is probably really with him. Maybe I shouldn't mess with him, but we're going to go ahead and mess with him. There's a lot of guards in this area. So this was like one of those times that I really felt that this is what I love about this game, is trying to figure out how can I kidnap this guy without taking anyone out. And it is possible. You can do it. And let me tell you, it was very fun. So one thing that I want to let you guys know about the kidnapping system is, I didn't really explain it in the first part, but there's a meter, and in that it's a circle that's around your character, right? So the faster your character walks, the more widespread that circle becomes. Now, if that circle touches any enemy in the environment, then you will be detected. So your main goal is so that your circle does not touch anyone in the environment. That way you can sneak around and kidnap this guy without actually, you know, being seen or anything like that. So keep that in mind when you're going through here, right? Like you have a couple of places where there'll be like 2 or 3 guards in one section, and you're trying to figure out, how can I scoot by them? There's not a lot of space between them. You're going to need to move very slow, because you'll have a smaller circle for if you go if you go a lot slower. So once we kidnap this guy, you can see the circle that appears below us.
Mr. Darwin has sent me to ensure you reach him safely.
Obviously, this is our main objective. We need to get him back there. The challenge for us is to remain undetected, of course, since we do all the challenges. Moving a little faster, you can see that the circle goes a little bit bigger, it goes a little bit smaller. So obviously, if you want to complete these missions stealthily, you're going to need to have your circle as small as possible. And I just love that type of gameplay. You know, at this point, I wasn't sure if them just noticing me would get me caught, but since we're not in a red restricted environment, we should be okay even if they do kind of see us. But it was really I was like so nervous when I was going through this, because I was like, alright, I don't want to screw this up now. You know, I only have so many chances to play. I want to get through these missions as much as I can so I can show you guys as much content as I can as well. And I gotta give it to Ubisoft. I mean, in my opinion, they have improved a lot in the past year. Now, obviously, a lot of people don't understand that, you know, these games take years to develop. Just because a new Assassin's Creed game comes out every single year doesn't mean this one started a year ago. Okay, this one started more than a year ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago. They've got different teams working on the games. That is what makes it possible, just like the Call of Duty series, for you to have a game every year. Now, a lot of people say, oh no, a year is just not enough, or a year is you need to go be away from it a little bit longer so you can respect and love it more. I actually love the fact that they come out every single year, because this is my style of game. This is what I enjoy. I absolutely love it, and because of that, it's so perfect that I get the chance to play these games every year, because, you know, there's not a lot of stealth games out there in the world. So because of Assassin's Creed coming out every year, I get the chance to kind of dust off my stealth chops, you know, at least once a year, and to me, I like that, and so I do not mind that it comes out every year. However, you know, I am always going to be honest with you guys when it comes to what I think about a game, or how I feel, or if I'm enjoying it, or, you know, not. And I really enjoyed this. This was fun. I thought it looked absolutely amazing. The sound was great. The quality of the game was great. I love the new carriage rides and stuff like that, which is really fun. Here, you're going to get a chance, of course, to see me, because I did not know it at the time I was going through this. So they were behind us, you know, the developers of the game were watching us to see how we played it, you know, and things like that. So, which was really cool. So when I actually asked questions, and I know there's something that you can do to get the side, you know, the carriage, but I didn't know exactly how to do it. Like, how do we kill this guy who's on a carriage without getting off or trying to shoot him from this location or something like that. So this is just me trying to figure that out. I had no idea yet. So they're watching me kind of go through this, you know, and just create destruction in the environment, which was really fun, trying to figure out how can I kill this guy and do it really in such a cool style. And then finally I was able to actually figure it out as I come up here on this guy. You can see his health bar is getting a little bit lower. But once you get right up next to a carriage, you have the option of getting on top of your carriage and then jumping over, wheelman style, to the other carriage, and then you can assassinate him like that. And I thought that was really cool. Now, I know a lot of people out there probably already knew that, but I did not know that at this point. I knew that you could get on top of your carriage, but I didn't know that you could jump from one carriage to another in these type of battles. So it's as simple as hitting, I think it was L1, and then just that's it, and then just jumping over to the next carriage. It was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. So I gotta say, man, I'm just loving the gameplay so much, and hopefully you guys are getting something of it. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are skeptical because of Unity, but let me tell you, I loved Unity.
I should deliver this to Mr. Darwin.
I didn't experience as many glitches as, say, a lot of people did, but I really enjoyed it.
My heart hasn't stopped pounding. You have it? Wonderful. But where is Dr. Schwartz?
I'm afraid he was intercepted, sir, in Germany. However, I have recovered the fossil.
Dear Lord. I should tell you, I was recently approached by men who sought to purchase all my research on the condition I work only for them. Obviously, I refused.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my first video coverage for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like on that, as it really does help the channel out, especially if you want to see some more Assassin's Creed Syndicate gameplay. Going for 100% synchronization. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course, I will see you on the next video. Plenty more to show. Peace out. Bitches!